Yo, welcome back to another episode of Fight Bloodline. I'm your host, Cash Money, Mr. Paper Taker, and this episode is actually not about MMA. This one's about me, all our supporters, and just like getting from 0 to 100 subscribers. UFC fighters that have helped me a lot. I just want to talk about like all the stuff going to the future. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about me personally, why I started doing the podcasting and stuff, and it's like big shout outs to people who've always helped me along this long journey of getting to 0 to 100, from where we started to the end. And probably gonna look at some of our old podcast clips. I'll be posting them on YouTube Shorts with my live reaction on there. So just tune into that. Just for a while, I just want to get started while I'm like thanking y'all for 100 subscribers, man. You know, it's been such a long journey to even get to 0 to 100. Starting with me and my dad, Be Ready 303, also known as Brian Cole. And you know, we started in August, and now being December, from there to December, we gained 101 subscribers as of right now. I don't know how many we're gonna probably have after this video. Probably zero still. Like we'll gain like zero from this probably, which I hope not. But I'd be surprised if we saw a big change. And you know we'll have them on here soon. Probably look towards either April or probably for maybe Gaethje and Patty. We might have them on again. But if not till then, I'll show you guys who'll be back on either in April or March. But then I just want to talk about like why I started doing the podcasting, man. Like I was just really bored in life. You know, just doing school, get home, go do training, and it was just it was just like my freaking just life. Like I was bored at the time. Like the days that I didn't have training, I would just sit at home, get on the game. But I wanted to do something with my time. I wanted to start doing something for my future, man. I wanted my name to be remembered. I don't want to be just remembered as some guy. I want my name to be remembered. I want to be one of the big podcasters. I want to be a pro MMA fighter. I want to have a lot of money when I grow up. I want like all these different things. But this is one of the big reasons I started because I was just bored in life, and you know, I also got a lot of like, put it how would I put it, like I got a lot of ideas from Bro Talk MMA. Shout out my one of my family members, Darren T, off of Bro Talk MMA. Make sure you guys go check them out. He was showing me Bro Talk MMA for the first time, one of their live shows, and we're sitting there watching, commenting. And then their main host, Utica, also known as Cameron, invited Darren T on their show, and that's what really got me inspired. I don't know what the word is, inspired, I guess, to make my own podcast. You know, like I did all my research. I even made my own custom logo. Like I just took a picture of me, made it like a little cartoony style, with me holding up my belt, and then my dad just throwing up the peace sign, you know, just cartoonized. And that was a logo. The name, man, we had like three different ones. And, you know, I ended up going Fight Bloodline because it's just, you know, me and my pops, Bloodline. And I've also, you've seen many times if you've been watching our last episodes, it's literally like me and my family. Like, we've had nothing on but family and friends. Shout out Mateo. And, you know, we'll get to that a little bit later. But, I mean, I think our three names were The Last Leg was one of them, which I didn't really like a lot. And the other one was Money Ready, I think, or something stupid like that. I didn't like none of them. But I figured since it was gonna be me and my dad, and you know, we'll be ready to throw three. You know, myself, Cash Money. It's also known as Cash. It's a bloodline thing, and you know, I've heard many jokes of like, you know, why you call Fight Bloodline? You fighting your bloodline, which we got to do here soon. Be ready. One of these days we will. When you come back on the pod, which most likely will be April or next month, we'll have our 100 subscriber special. I promise y'all, it'll happen. I promise y'all, like me and Be Ready, we'll have a sparring session. That's why I said we're gonna make it look like a real UFC fight. We're gonna have our walkouts. We're gonna have somebody introduce us. This is gonna be really cool. But no teasers on that. But I will do it for you guys since we did hit 100 subscribers. And yeah, that's basically why I called it Fight Bloodline. And I thought, the name fit really well. A lot of our merch is gonna say Fight Bloodline. We'll have some merch saying like my stuff on there. Of course, my dad will have some, and then possibly some of our co-guests that come on the show, also known as G Wave. We can also know him as Gabe. We'll get him on here soon. And yeah, I mean, it's basically some of the reasons I called it that, and like why I created it. Now I just want to get on shouting people out and like subscribers from day one. Like for one, like my grandma, she's been there for a fat minute. She's always watching our videos and liking them. I hope she's one of our first subscribers, and I mean just shout outs to her. She's done a lot for my channel. She's bought my ring light. Just been a big helper. Like I mean, obviously we got my light in my room. That's good lighting. But I thought the ring light would be a little bit darker and it wouldn't look as good. And she provided that. So shout outs to you. Another big shout out to Bro Talk MMA for giving me inspiration to even start my own podcast. Shout out Utica. Go check out his music. He's a solid rapper, and honestly, like his songs were like in my top for my Spotify Wrapped. And if I had to recommend any, I'd say Hand Over Fist, Get Mo. Those are two of my favorites. He has a couple other ones, so make sure you go check him out. And another big shout out to Darren Teed off of Bro Talk MMA. He's got really good picks every weekend. So make sure you check their channel out. And Ray Bucks, that dude's literally like hitting every weekend. I don't understand how he's doing it. He's pulling some strings with Dana White in the UFC. There's no way somebody has good picks almost every weekend. It's rare that you see Ray Bucks have a bad card, so shout outs to you, Ray. Then just some of our followers on social media, starting with like Axel Martinez. You've been one of my friends for a minute now. Shout outs to you. Shout out to Eddie Longnecker. I'm telling y'all, how Fool's gonna be in the NFL. He's pretty sure he said he was either a 3 or 4-star going into freshman year. So make sure you check him out. Really good wide receiver. Just a good dude in general. One of my friends. Shout out to Jordan Conches. That boy been carrying science all year, and just really good soccer player. And one of our supporters for a fat minute now. One of our first lives with Bro Talk MMA when I went on the show for fight card 320, I believe. No, it wasn't 320. I believe it was actually 3 something. But it was the fight card with Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev the first time, where Alex Pereira lost his belt, and I went on their podcast for that show. And Jordan Coaches was in there. Same with Christian, one of my friends forever, man. And just shout outs to you. You've been following us on TikTok for a minute now. So thank you guys. Shout out to Lavella. She's always liking our videos. And she's one of my homegirls. So check out she's actually got her own TikToks going now. So make sure y'all go check that out. They're pretty cool. Just her talking. She does kind of deserve a snowball in the face. So if you do see her in public, throw a snowball at her and you can say it's from me, and I'll take the blame for it respectfully. Another one of my good friends, Mateo Loya. We had a show where we just talked about all types of sports. College football, NFL, NBA, NHL. Hopefully, we can do another show here soon, talk about college championships and closer to the MLB season when that starts. We'll do another show hopefully. Shout out to him. He's I don't know if he's subscribed to us, which I bet he is. We'll get to some of our like main subscribers later on. But he's following us on Instagram and TikTok. He's liking our videos. And our video didn't do too bad. We had 100 something views, like 5 likes. And shout out to you for coming on the show. Yeah, you're always welcome to. Just give me a call. If you maybe do a little bit of research on the fights, we can do a fight card. But I'm always down to do sports, baseball, all of it. So shout out to you, bro. I think that's pretty much it for shout outs. If there's anybody I missed, that's my bad. But I think that might be it. I didn't have nothing planned for hitting 100 because I didn't think we'd blow up this quick. Honestly, I thought it would take till like next year to even get to 90 because we were hard stuck at 55 for a minute. And then I posted like one short. I woke up the next day to like 25 plus subscribers, 57, I think like 78 likes and 5 comments, which is crazy. Much love to y'all. Thank you for that. And, so that was just crazy waking up to that. And one of our last shorts actually had 27,000 views, which is crazy. That was the video with 55 likes on it. So shout outs to y'all. I appreciate that. And for fighters, Brandon Royval, you did take the L this weekend, man. That was rough to watch. You'll be back though, bro. I got signed pictures, a signed glove from you. Make sure you guys go follow him on Instagram. He's a professional MMA fighter, #1 ranked in flyweight. He's one of our supporters. So you already know we got to rep Brandon Royval for every time he fights. And just in general, just a really nice human being. Always doing something for the youth. And just a big supporter. So thank you, Brandon. And with him being a UFC fighter, me making this channel mostly around UFC and sports, like, he's the man. And another shout out, Terrence McKinney. He followed me back on Instagram. We were talking about doing a little episode together. Maybe we could figure something out for the next year. And yeah, just shout outs to y'all for that. Let's see what else could I cover up real quick. I'm just staying consistent, man. We're gonna have a lot of 4 weeks off. We have the Christmas special coming up. That'll probably be posted on Christmas Eve. I'm planning to have everybody on that show. So we're gonna have me, the host, Cash Money, G Wave, G2, getting in the cannon. We're gonna make this couch freaking. We're gonna have to figure something out, man. This is gonna be a really interesting episode. I want to get everybody on there, little like like Mama Money, getting in the cannon, G2, G Wave, and one of these days possibly get Darren Teed on. Let's see. Is there anything else? The return of Be Ready, I'm sure will be a big episode. Can't wait to do that one. I'm gonna start streaming more. Like, I made a Twitch account. I bought some other streaming equipment. Basically, next year will be a lot better. Like, I think we might have a new setup. I like my setup right now. I got a couch, just in case if I want like a couple co-hosts on, I can get at least, I think, 4 people, including G2 and G Wave. Them being a little bit smaller. And yeah, I'd probably fit them on here. Obviously, me in this corner, G Wave, G2, Mama Money, and then again in the cannon. Sure you gotta check them out. They're subscribed and follow us on most social media. And if you guys aren't, you guys should actually be following us and subscribed. And yeah, I think I covered most on do a couple throwback things. If y'all don't remember, our first ever episode of Fight Bloodline, we were rocking the shades until one of my biggest slash harsh supporters, aka grandmother, aka Battle Axe, said that either blind people or assholes wear glasses inside. And I'm neither. Wow, I've been known as one of them. but we're not. But I just wanted to do a little memorabilia from the first ever episode of Fight Bloodline. You know, it wasn't our first episode, but it was the shorts because I didn't really know what I was doing. But we did submit our picks, and I called almost every fight for that card. If you remember, I called the Derek Lewis first round knockout against Talashin Teixeira, which that was our first ever card. You know, had the same exact sunglasses. And then, like, literally right after that, like, another thing I want to talk about was our setups, man. The first ever setup, man, we had this hilarious clip of me and my dad, Be Ready, of us sitting on this same couch right here, but in a whole different room. And we're both looking at my phone to see the pound for pound rankings. And, you know, I record everything on my phone. It's all owned by me. We're looking for my phone while we're recording. And then I had Be Ready call my phone. He's looking around. He's like, and he looks at my phone. He's like, oh, bro, it's right there. And I was like, bro, come on, stop playing. And I realized it was right there, and we just ended up pulling up on his phone. So that was one of my favorite parts from Fight Bloodline in general. You know, that was our first ever setup. I did not know what we were doing. I didn't even have a ring light. I literally, you wouldn't believe it, I had a whiteboard. I set my phone on top of it. We did have mics at the time, so that was always like if we gotta have our mics. If we don't have the mics, it's not gonna sound good. But I didn't have no light set up. Like we were using literally outdoor light, and yeah, that was our first ever setup. And then right after that, I watched our video back. You know, I had very funny moments from it. That was, I believe, our first episode. Like that was Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier, his retirement fight. You know, I wanted to start the podcast a lot before, but I just never really had time for it. I had a bunch of stuff going on in my life at the time. But yeah, and then right after that, I had G-Wave on for the first time ever for fight night. Whitaker and Drake, not Drickus, D Ritter and Whitaker. And that's where I changed it up a lot. I took apart the middle part of the couches. I had two. I put a little wood stand with the TV on top of it showing the fight card. That episode was pretty fire. I had some really good picks on that card. Besides missing the main event, which I believe was a robbery between Robert Whitaker and D Ritter. And yeah, that one was just freaking bonkers. I couldn't believe like how much better it looked. The only bad thing, like it's like almost every episode I'm improving on stuff. That episode I had terrible lighting because it was dark outside. I thought if I did it like dark, it would look cooler with the TV in the background. We had a couple lights, and it was for G Wave's first ever appearance on the show. Shout outs to you, and man, that was just like a real step up. Like literally right after the episode, I critiqued myself. I said what I could have done better, and the one thing I didn't like was the lighting was kind of terrible, man. So next episode, I believe after De Ritter, oh man, who was it? I'm trying to think right now, but our setup did change a little bit. I believe that is when we first got our ring light, which we're using right now, and the ring light freaking was good. I think the episode literally right after that one was Tatsuro Tyra. No, it wasn't Tyra and Park. I'd have to find out, but literally the episode after that, which is I forgot who it was, but I think we had like a couple cards like that. It might have been Tatsuro Tyra Park. We had it like that, which was a good episode. Coming up next was the last time we ever had that for our little studio spot. Was Dracus Duplessis versus Hamza Shemaev, where I made the worst bet of my life with Be Ready to Throw 3. So I had gotten a skirt at school from Mateo Loya for my podcast. Shout out to you, bro. And it was like this little pink and purplish one. And me and my dad were arguing so much because his favorite fighter, I believe, is Hamzat Shemaev. And one of my top 3 fighters is Dricus Duplessis. I messed up by taking Dricus Duplessis to beat Hamzat Shemaev by KO. And whoever lost that bet with Hamzat and Dricus had to wear, I think he wanted me to wear like a bra, address. And, unfortunately, Drake Duplessis lost by a very dominant 5 round decision. I believe every round was either 10-9 or 10-8. And that was the moment after the episode after that. That's when we also changed studios. We went over to a different person's house. I'm not going to say who. But we went to a different person's house. We shot on their big old TV. And we had a couple good episodes there. We had the Noche UFC. We had Canelo Crawford, which was our first ever crossover from the UFC. First ever, different episode that wasn't UFC. So that was pretty fire. The setup right after that one, which I believe was when we started. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, I had 2 chairs, under, my bed area. And it was my TV in the background, my Xbox, all my signed stuff, my gloves, my signed Brandon Royval, my signed Moreno. Just a bunch of cool stuff you could look at, and we had the TV going in the background. We ran with that for a solid 2 months, I think. It was just straight cards like that. I thought it was really good. But then I wanted to switch things up again so it looks really good. And now we're in this little thing. We got the couch, the background, the LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Let me know who y'all want me to get next. I have a couple names in common. I would like to get either a Steph Curry would be cool. See, Giannis Antetokounmpo or Wembanyama would be cool. Kevin Durant, and something like that. Then another highlight from that show was Super Kitty. I bought my cat a Superman outfit. I know it probably sounds weird, but we support cats on Fight Bloodline. So if you're a cat hitter, you kick rocks, guaranteed. But yeah, we had Super Cat on that episode for the first time ever. That's pretty fire. Pretty sure that was for UFC. It was the one right after the Australia card with Reyes and Oberg. No, it might actually been that card. It was either the one before or the one after. But that was a really good episode. And Mr. Bagelson has been on almost every episode of Five Bloodline. You wouldn't believe it. I believe he's only missed 2 or 3, and that's just because he wasn't in the room with me. But yeah, expect big things in the future. Fortunately, I don't think this is gonna be the setup in 2026. I think I might be figuring something out. Our first couple shows will probably be on here, but I guarantee you by next year we will have a way better and different setup with more. I want to get more ring lights. I want to get a better mic. I don't like carrying these little ones. I want to get a real one where I can connect it with my phone and it has the thing. I want to get something like that going. I want to get a little donation thing going. The buy me a coffee thing. I'll set that up on our link in bio. I'll probably buy next year also. If you want to ever send us money or support our channel. Yeah, I'm posting my favorite clips from the podcast, all of them for I promised the 100 subscriber special where I will be fighting my dad, also known as Be Ready 303. We will be fighting, or if anybody feels freaking worthy to step up to the plate, bring it. And, I ain't hard to find. That goes for anybody who supports it. You can see me in the ring by 2026. Hey, you can find me in the ring. I ain't hard to find. I ain't hard to find. Another memorabilia in my title belt. I'm the champ. I want to be champ here soon. But, I'm the champ right now. I want people to come try and take it from me. Y'all could try. 9 have tried, 9 have failed. I'm basically Ilya Taporia. Just goated like that. No, if I'm being for real, if you freaking for 100 subscribers special, anybody who wants it, anybody can try and get it. Another little piece of memorabilia from one of our episodes not too long ago. I got a channel in my inner Russian here. Excuse me 1 second. My hat. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about the hat. That's crazy. That's like one of our biggest parts. Well, so the beard goes back about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when Islam defeated Jack Della Maddalena. I didn't wear it for the podcast, but I did make a few shorts in it, and I still have it now for when Hamzat fights, or if any of the fighters that have beards that look like this when they fighting. It's like a Umar, Islam, Ankalaev, Hamzat, and this is a big part of our memorabilia. Love it. Little quick shave, real quick. And then now, let's get flipping talking about the hat, man. This thing is our first ever piece of merch. And, you know, it's even got my name on it. Nobody could have this one. You know, it says literally Cash Money on it. Fight Bloodline. Like, this is one of one. But there will be more hats made. But they literally won't be made like this. Like, every hat will say Fight Bloodline on them that we make, but it won't say the name on there. These are going to be only exclusive to Hot Podcast hosts. You know, like, obviously this one already has my name on it, but just planning to get Be Ready a welcome back gift with one of these hats. The merchandise, you know. And I think that's really it. You know, it's kind of late right now. I don't know exactly what time it is. I believe it's somewhere around 2 a.m. I'm filming this. But it'll probably be sometime tomorrow when I'm done filming. I'm going to do the live reactions tomorrow. So, like, some of my favorite clips from the podcast. And, you know, thank y'all. Much love to y'all for being there, subscribing, following us. Oh boy, my hair. You know, following us, being there for a fat minute. I think this has been another episode of Fight Bloodline. I'm your host, Cash Money, Mr. Paper Taker, Mr. Cash Money Monacan. And this has been a pretty, you know, I like, when we hit 200 subscribers, I'll do another episode like this. Breakdown coming Tuesday for the last ESPN card. Roy Valver's Cop did not like we didn't like what occurred in the main event. But we'll get to that on the breakdown. We out, y'all.